All right, welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily. My name is Aaron. In today's video, we're going to start the week off strong. We're going to start the week off right. I'm going to clue you in as to everything that's happening in this crazy world we call cryptocurrency in America and around the world. I'm going to start off by sharing with you a few different charts and metrics, keep you as informed as possible. You know, people often ask, hey, what's the best investment I can make in cryptocurrency today? Some people would answer Bitcoin. Some people would answer Ethereum. I'm sure there are tons of people in the comments naming their favorite low-cap altcoins that they think have moon potential. Now, I would argue the best investment that you can make in cryptocurrency is an investment in yourself, an investment in learning. Real quick, before we get to these charts, before we talk about my end-of-year Bitcoin price prediction, for those of you who watched this interview we did with Corey Clipston of Swan Bitcoin, there's one thing that he said that I've been thinking about that really stood out to me. And I'm paraphrasing, but he said something to the effect of the money you put into Bitcoin is directly correlated to how much you know about Bitcoin. And the more I thought about that, the more I think he is correct. So let's put this into perspective before we get to the recent news. The last time a U.S. president was elected, Bitcoin was only $700. It seems like just yesterday President Trump took office. It seems like just yesterday President Trump became our president. Yeah, that was 4 years ago. And a lot can happen in 4 years. For instance, this is a 4-year chart of peer-to-peer Bitcoin volumes in different countries. And you can see this year, and for the last 4 years, Bitcoin has been hitting all-time highs. Now, peer-to-peer Bitcoin volumes means that these are people who are buying and selling Bitcoin to each other. This is incredibly bullish. And even if we were to just go in 2020, Bitcoin versus gold versus the S&P, Bitcoin has been the best performing asset out of all these three year to date. 2010, many people thought Bitcoin's too difficult for me to invest. 2014, many people thought, oh, it's too risky for me to invest. 2018, it's too expensive for me to invest. And in 2022, I'm sure many people will think, oh, it's too late for me to invest. So, question of the day is, what will Bitcoin's price be by the end of the year? Obviously, nobody knows. End of the year is only 3 months away. I would argue at this point that's the wrong question. Bitcoin isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a don't-get-poor-slowly scheme. But if I did have to give a prediction, I would say Bitcoin would not surpass $20,000 by the end of the year. If it did, it'd be incredibly bullish. I would say it's more likely Bitcoin is closer to $14,000 by the end of the year. Of course, anything could happen. Let me know your Bitcoin price predictions by the end of the year or any other coin. Let's get to some of this crazy news. I do want to talk more about Bitcoin a little bit. Before we get to that, you've heard information on this before, but let me clue you in as to the latest information. Atari, yes, that Atari, the punchline of all the jokes when you're making fun of people who are older, is preparing to begin selling Ethereum-based crypto assets in November. Check this out. California-based gaming firm Atari has teamed up with Bitcoin.com exchange ahead of the sale of its Ethereum-based crypto asset Atari. So Atari is going to be doing a token sale. Check this out. Globally recognized as a pioneer in interactive entertainment, the company behind classic video games like Pac-Man is now betting heavily on blockchain as it creates a cryptocurrency specialized in the video game industry. In a press release, the Atari Group announced that it has chosen Bitcoin.com exchange to host the sale of its ERC20 token Atari, which is set to launch in November. They say, our goal is to keep adding use cases in the industry and sponsor the emergence of an ecosystem centered around the Atari token and the Atari brand, offering new types of decentralized services on the blockchain. Well, it's probably not too decentralized if Atari is probably the one controlling it. I thought this was interesting. While Atari highlights that its crypto asset seeks to power the video game space, the unique value proposition of the Atari token is not yet clear. So their goal is to keep adding use cases, but so far they're not sure exactly what the token's going to do. But the public sale will be initiated on Bitcoin.com exchange in early November with the opening of a public portal where users can undergo Know Your Customer and AML verification ahead of the token launch. During the sale, users can purchase the Atari token using the mainstream cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ether, Litecoin, Bcash. Atari plans to list the token on multiple platforms to allow greater liquidity. Is this one last Hail Mary by Atari to try and stay relevant? I don't know. I think the non-fungible tokens within games, I would never thought about Atari, but in, different online games, I think we could have centralized tokens within games as part of in-game play. Seems like Atari's going for it. We'll see what happens. It's crazy to me that Atari is doing this, but I guess this is bullish, right? But I don't see how this token, well, like they said, what is the use case of this token? We're still not sure. The DeFi craze has propelled the decentralized exchange Uniswap's monthly volume higher than Coinbase's to 15.3 million. This is what the volume on Uniswap looks like lately. More than the most popular retail exchange, Coinbase. How did we get here? That's the question. Let me clue you in, because this DeFi craze took a lot of people, including myself, by surprise. So let me clue you in as to how Uniswap got so big and relevant. June marked the start of a frenzy in DeFi governance tokens, starting off with Compound's token kickstarting the phenomenon. Process is relatively simple. DeFi users farm new governance tokens by staking various cryptocurrencies, such as ETH. So, for instance, you can stake your ETH on Uniswap, and you could earn governance tokens like Comp or like Uniswap's new governance token, Uni. DeFi protocols that release their underlying governance tokens in a decentralized manner distribute them over time to users who stake. Once users successfully farm the new token, they typically hold them until they can be sold at a centralized exchange, but sometimes the token's market cap is still too small. So we have all these new tokens, yet top cryptocurrency exchanges have to consider all these different factors before listing tokens, and some of the criteria include liquidity, track record, and developer activity. So for these new governance tokens or DeFi-related cryptocurrencies, it's nearly impossible to meet those requirements. Hence why Uniswap is so relevant. Uniswap eventually evolved into the go-to platform to trade DeFi tokens, and as the total value locked in DeFi surged, it intensified the growth of Uniswap's volume. And of course, we have seen popular exchanges like Coinbase, like Binance, like Gemini list DeFi coins. But the fact is they can't list a lot of them because they're so high risk. And because of that, Uniswap has been taking off. So just cluing you in as to how this space is trending. And another little insight as to what we're going to see in the future. Bitfinex launches staking rewards for Cardano. Cryptocurrency exchange Bitfinex announced staking rewards for Cardano, the native token of the Cardano blockchain, with Bitfinex claiming that its ADA token holders will be able to earn as high as 4.3% annually. Bitfinex will use its in-house custody solutions to hold the staked ADA tokens, meaning that the tokens will remain in the platform's control, or in the same manner as tokens such as EOS, Cosmos, Tezos, which you can all stake. Earlier this week, the regulated platform eToro announced that it would introduce staking as a service for Cardano. So all these exchanges that are very popular with retail people are making it incredibly easy to stake. Now, what can you do with Cardano's token at this point? Not too much. You've been able to use it as a means of payment for a few years now. Just recently, staking got launched on Cardano. It still does not have the technology to make it viable as an ETH competitor for smart contracts. So you can use it as a means of payment and you can stake it. And that's enough. That's enough for these exchanges to allow their retail base to do it. I mean, it seems to me a lot of building is going on in the greater cryptocurrency space, not only in Bitcoin. So I think this will be a trend in the future. Bitcoin use rise in Egypt amid economic recession. All you need to know is that Egypt is having a hard time right now. Despite that, Bitcoin users and traders have seen an uptick, and that's what this story is talking about. So interesting to know. It seems like Bitcoin is really trending strong this year and for the last several years. And that is it for me today, my friends. My name is Aaron. I think Bitcoin has years of upside ahead of it, possibly decades. I think altcoins have a shorter time frame. So definitely, I don't think of altcoins as long-term holds. I just want to stay informed, and if I decide to take out a position, I'm always looking to take profits or have an exit strategy in general. With that being said, I know a lot of you disagree. Hey, more power to you. Plenty more people are going to make better investing decisions than me. You do you. I'll see you tomorrow.